Okay, everybody. So we've now it's been about 48 hours since we opened the pallet, and we've now had the chance to inventory everything and see what we actually got. So this pallet was supposed to be 107 units, but actually we had 121 that we counted. That's in our system now, so that is what we're going with. So that was some good news that we definitely got a bit more than we expected instead of less. So that's a few more items that we can hopefully turn around and make a profit on. So I do have the board behind me. I redid the board from the intro video because I wrote the intro video a bit quickly and it's a little bit messy, so it's a bit hopefully nicer, a little bit anyways, than what it was. So a reminder that we're looking at 1129.84 being what we spent, so we want to make sure we get at least that back. So one thing I want to do after every pallet break within that 48 hour or so window is kind of a recap on the emotions and the feelings we have regarding that pallet. And I like to look at, both the positives and the negatives. And I want to pull something out of baseball and go three up, three down, just like in baseball. But I'm going to start with three downs. So the three negative takeaways, or three things that kind of disappointed from this palette so far, at least in the first 48 hours. One of the first things is the frozen dolls. So there's supposed to be these 3-pack dolls of Anna, Elsa, and Olaf that retail for 50 something dollars. That probably could have fetched 30 or 40 pretty easily. There's supposed to be like 4 of them, I believe. Those aren't in there. What was in there, and not on the manifest, I'm assuming there was just a confusion in the listing, were actually 6 Elsa Frozen 2 Arendelle dolls. 3 of which the outside packages were damaged, but they're all brand new. They're all still in the original tie-ins in the packaging. However, the retail value is closer to 30, 35 that we're finding. So we're hoping to get 25, probably have to take 20 on those. So just a little bit of a loss there in terms of what we were expecting versus what we got. But we'll definitely make do with anything frozen that tends to sell pretty well. This palette had a lot of remote control cars. I think there was a dozen or so manifested out of the 120 items, and we got pretty much all of them. And I think there might have been one missing. Uh, Pretty much every one. I think there was only one that had a nice box. Everything else, the boxes were damaged or clearly opened. The cars were untied from their strapping, which means we now have to test 10 or so cars. Which it's there's kind of an up in a way because that can be fun, but it's time consuming. Especially some of those cars only retail for $12 or $15. So they're probably going on a dollar auction for a few dollars, if hopefully maybe more, but we're not expecting a lot. So is it worth our time? I think this is our first pallet. It's gonna be because we want to make sure we recoup as much as we can to validate going for a second pallet. But if we're sitting here a year down the road and we're 6, 7, 8 pallets in, those may actually become trash. At least the cheap ones. There's a couple that are like $20, $30 remote control vehicles. Those are probably worth testing because hopefully we can list them for 10 or 15 if they work perfectly fine and get that. The third down, or the third slight disappointment, which could still flip around to and up, but one of the highest valued single items was this Juno interactive elephant doll for, like, I guess, toddlers. I've never seen it before. I was shocked when I looked up, when I was doing my comparables before we bought the pallet, and even more shocked when I scanned it and found out that it's about a $60, $130 retail item. We're going to try to get hopefully 60 because the box is damaged. The box was mangled. I think you might have seen in the video that we shot of the box, the pallet opening. And we can't sell it new, so we're not going to get 100% of retail. We're not going to get 70% of retail. I'm hoping to get 50% of retail. So I'm hoping to get somewhere in the 60 to 70 dollar range if we're lucky. So that's kind of a disappointment. And once again, if it works. The box is damaged. The initial inspection, it looks like all the side pieces are still in their wrapping. It looks clean. It doesn't look like any parts broken off, but it's something that we're going to take some time on. And this one is worth testing because if it's broken, crud. If it's working, should fetch us $50, $60, $70. So we're going to test that out. Hopefully it's not broken or malfunctioned. So 3 ups. So the three great things or the great feelings we had walking away from this pallet. First and foremost, as you saw in the video, especially in the first 2/3 of the pallet, a lot of brand new items, clearly box unopened, factory sealed, factory stickered, stickers not cut, no damage to the box, including those three. Actually, I'll get to those green campers in a second. So that was huge. I was really worried coming in that we were going to deal with a lot of broken boxes that would really hurt our resale value. So that was a huge pleasant up. Another up, and as I kind of alluded to in the downs, or at the very beginning, is we got most of the items that we were expecting in the manifest. So I mentioned that we went from 107 up to actually 121. Now there's some things that we missed out on that were on the manifest that did not show up, but there's things that were not on the manifest that did, or there were more of them. For example, the Screamsaber Star Wars lightsaber, there was supposed to only be 5 of them. We got 12, and those are hopefully going to retail for anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks a piece. So we basically doubled what we expected there. But there's stuff we missed out on. As I mentioned, I believe there's a remote control car that didn't show up. There's a couple Duplo sets that didn't show up. The good news is there's no, aside from the previously mentioned Frozen doll sets that somehow magically turned into just Elsa, Arendelle doll sets, which are still going to be good. But if you don't include those, if you look at just things that are just purely missing, there's not any high ticket items missing. So all the high ticket items were there. So that was a huge bonus. The third up, actually I got 4 ups, because the third up I'm going to talk about something that was mislabeled as 2 items on the same line that made no sense to us. So they were as retro Jumanji Paw Patrol game. Jumanji and Paw Patrol, sure. I mean, Paw Patrol can go with anything, I guess. However, I researched and could not find what this was. So when we opened the pallet, we found the Jumanji game. Okay, just regular Jumanji. There's no Paw Patrol involved, but sure, Jumanji, cool. And then a little bit deeper in the pallet, and as you saw in the video, I was very excited to see a Paw Patrol tricycle with a parental handle behind to walk with the child. We scanned it. So that's one of the first things we scanned, because I had no idea what it was worth. And so I turned to Doug, and I'm like, after the video, I believe, and I said, 60 bucks probably. So we scanned it. Retails right now for $80. The box was opened, but a quick inspection looks like everything is still in its original wrapping, which means it's probably brand new. Like, I'm a nice guy, but if I put something together and find out there's a piece missing or I don't like it, quite frankly, I'm not going to put everything back in its individual wrappers. We're talking about every piece in individual wrappers. So Doug is going to go through and confirm that everything is there, but if it is, it's Paw Patrol. It is in the end of the summer, so it might be a bit tougher to sell, but it's retailing for 80. We're going to be trying to get 60 or 70 because it should sell. Paw Patrol is still a pretty big deal, and it's brand new. Except for the box being open, it looks like it's going to be brand new. And the final up, and in this case a 4th up, is the Dream Campers. This was the big item. This is what we were looking for. This was the make or break. If these weren't in there or they were severely damaged, we weren't making our money back. There was no way. We need those to make our money back. Plus, one was expected to be a Christmas gift for our daughter, so we definitely wanted to make sure we had that. As you saw in the video, all 3 there. We did. It's one of the, aside from the Paw Patrol trike, it's the other thing that we opened that night. Well, not open, but we inspected further and determined that 2 out of 3 are completely sealed. 1 has slight box damage, but very manageable. The one that's open, we pulled out. Everything's individually sealed. The stickers haven't been used. It's brand new. It's just the tape broke. and a couple of things in the box, but nothing significant. Uh, so we should be. In fact, we sold one already that quick. I posted yesterday morning, and it was picked up by the afternoon. We got $100 for it. We got exactly what I was hoping to get. So it retails for 140. I posted for 120. They offered 100. I'm like, hey, you know what? It's sold. It's out of the way. I'm happy for 100. Uh, so hoping to get the next one sold soon for roughly around the same 100. I might go down to 90 because it's like the open box. But I don't see that having an issue selling between now and definitely by Christmas, but in the next few weeks. Yeah, so overall, the impression, I'm happy so far. And Doug seemed happy. Whitney, my wife, seemed happy when we went over. Kathy, my mother-in-law, we all seem very happy with the products. Now it's time to start selling. I've already sold the Dream Camper. We've got a couple things on Facebook buy and sell sites. We've got a few things at the lower end items on some eBay auctions. Hopefully, I mean, the things that if we get $5 for, we're more than satisfied with that. So if we go for more than that, bonus. Um, and we're gonna start looking at eBay too, because there's a few items that, if I remember correctly, and I have to dig a bit further, that eBay was selling ridiculously high for. So I'm gonna try to offload them on eBay, where the point where the shipping and the fees are still gonna make more money than I'll probably make on a local buy and sell. So uh, that's it for now. I'll check in with you guys when we are probably around 50% done and give you an update of how it's going. Have a good one.